This is Viewers Corner News. Our news analysis today are on: China allegedly refused to lend more money to Nigeria. Will Nigeria's government turn to Europe to ask for a loan? In the face of a boycott, Iraqi members of the parliament were unable to elect a new president. 3 suspected militants were killed by Israeli soldiers in the West Bank city of Ramallah. The nuclear talks with Iran have resumed under mounting pressure for results. Which Nigeria's leader will end the killings in Zamfara state and other parts of Nigeria? Stay with us. China allegedly refused to lend more money to Nigeria. Will Nigeria's government turn to Europe to ask for a loan? The Viewers Corner news correspondent in Abuja, Nigeria, gathered that the Chinese authorities are not showing any interest anymore in lending money to Nigeria. Perhaps as a result of the Nigerian government not being able to fulfill its part of the loan agreement. The Viewers Corner news team is yet to get the full details of why China is not showing interest anymore. Nigeria, to our knowledge, has been in China's good book, especially on issues of loan taking. China's refusal to yield to Nigeria's request for more loans, as alleged, may have triggered the Nigerian government to look elsewhere in Europe to see if they could get loans to continue the business of the day. Our take on this is that the European Union should not lend money to Nigeria and other African countries. Tell them to go back home and find solutions on how they will solve their monetary problems. Borrowing money is not the issue, but how the money is going to be used to better the lives of the people of Nigeria. Nigeria's government is borrowing money at any slightest opportunity without thinking of how they will repay the loans. They leave huge debts for the future generations of the country, which is bad. The federal government of Nigeria should go back to the drawing table to figure out how they can get the economy of Nigeria working better instead of asking for loans from the international community, which may not be adequately used for the betterment of the people of Nigeria. In the face of a boycott, Iraqi members of the parliament were unable to elect a new president. Viewers Corner news correspondent in Baghdad reported that the Iraqi members of parliament were unable to elect a new president on Monday as significant factions boycotted the parliament session. An electoral session requires a 2/3 quorum of the legislature's 329 members. The vote on Monday was cancelled because members of the parliament, many of whom are affiliated with Iraqi cleric Muqtada al-Sadr, refused to show up. Only 58 legislators attended. The failure to elect a president underscores significant differences among Iraq's political factions, which have only deepened since the country's parliament elections on October 10, the results of which were rejected by political organizations backed by Iran. Iraqi lawmakers have so far been unable to reach an agreement on a compromise candidate for the country's top job, and Monday's delay prompted fears of a presidential vacancy, which would prevent the nomination of a prime minister. Speaker Mohammed al-Halbousi kept the session open without setting a new date for a presidential election because there was no quorum in parliament. After Iraq's Supreme Court briefly suspended the candidacy of front-runner Hoshyar Zebari, whose presidential campaign is endorsed by al-Sadr announced his boycott. The High Court noted the renowned Kurdish lawmaker and former foreign minister's pending corruption allegations. The charges against Zebari, which he was never found guilty of, come from his tenure as finance minister, when he was fired for alleged graft. According to Iraq's post-war agreement, the president should be a member of Iraq's Kurdish minority, the prime minister must be a Muslim Shiite, and the parliament speaker must be a Muslim Sunni. Sadr, who leads the largest parliamentary coalition with 73 members of parliament, declared the boycott on Saturday, and al-Halbousi, who leads a 51-seat bloc, followed suit on Sunday. The Kurdistan Democratic Party (KDP), which holds 31 seats in parliament, soon followed suit. The claims of corruption have been refuted by Zebari, who represents the KDP. The Patriotic Union of Kurdistan (PUK), led by outgoing President Barham Saleh, is the KDP's main rival in Iraq. 3 suspected militants were killed by Israeli soldiers in the West Bank city of Ramallah. It was reported that 3 Palestinian militants were murdered by Israeli security forces in the occupied West Bank city of Nablus on Tuesday. They were suspected of being behind recent gun assaults. The 3 men were identified as Ashraf al-Mabaslat, Adam Mabrouk, and Muhammad al-Dakil. The extremist organization described the 3 men as heroic martyrs and vowed vengeance. The Palestinian authorities condemned the three men's shooting and demanded an international probe. Palestinians and human rights organizations frequently accuse Israel of deploying disproportionate force and killing attackers who could have been imprisoned. Benny Gantz, the Israeli defense minister, commended the security personnel and said he had recently ordered increased protection in the area. Palestinians have carried out a number of stabbing and shooting attacks in the West Bank in recent weeks. In December, an Israeli settler was shot and killed near a Jewish outpost. The West Bank was taken by Israel in the 1967 Middle East War, and Palestinians wanted it to be the center of their future state. Nearly 500,000 Jewish settlers coexist with more than 2.5 million Palestinians on the land. The West Bank is considered by Israel to be the biblical and historical homeland of the Jewish people. The nuclear talks with Iran have resumed under mounting pressure for results. It was reported that Iran's diplomats and international leaders met in Vienna on Tuesday to try to resurrect the 2015 nuclear deal, with pressure increasing for results fast. After a brief pause to return to their capitals for talks, Iran's negotiators and the remaining parties to the accord, the United Kingdom, France, Germany, Russia, and China, got back to work. The United States has only an indirect role in the discussions because it withdrew from the agreement in 2018 under ex-President Donald Trump. President Joe Biden has expressed his desire to rejoin the agreement. The Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action relieved Iran of sanctions in exchange for restrictions on its nuclear program. The United States reimposed harsh sanctions on Iran under Trump's administration. In defiance of the agreement, Iran has increased the purity and quantity of uranium it enriches and stockpiles. Iran claims that its program is non-violent. Officials said the negotiations are nearing their end, but it is unclear how long that will take. The talks have been dragging on for months, interrupted by a long break last year caused by Iran's new hard-line government's entrance. The eighth round began just after Christmas. The United States Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, signed multiple sanctions waivers linked to Iran's civilian nuclear activities. The decision overturns the Trump administration's decision to revoke them. Iran's foreign minister welcomed the lifting of sanctions, but said it was not enough. Which Nigeria's leader will end the killings in Zamfara state and other parts of Nigeria? Information reaching the Viewers Corner News from our correspondent in Abuja revealed that some Nigerians in Zamfara state were recently killed in large numbers and many were abducted. It was also revealed that the bandits attacked because various communities in Zamfara state refused to pay the compulsory levy to the bandits as they had demanded. This is the worst statement the Viewers Corner News team has ever heard coming from Zamfara state. A state with a functional government and the bandits dare ask citizens to pay taxes worth millions of naira to them. This is unacceptable. The Viewers Corner News team pleads with those believed to be behind these killings to stop. Those killed are human beings who did not commit any offenses but struggled to make a living for themselves and their families. They should not be killed for failing to pay taxes to the bandits. This is wrong and should stop. The Viewers Corner News team also pleads with the federal government of Nigeria to deploy more military personnel to Zamfara state to help bring an end to these senseless killings of human beings so that peace can return to Zamfara state. If you want to get more analysis on politics and good governance, health issues and others, subscribe to our channel and click on the notification bell. Thanks for watching. This is Viewers Corner News YouTube channel.